Alright, we're just going to see if the audio is working. And I think it is. Alright, we're ready to get going here, guys. Got a wood chip behind my safety glasses. And I'm just going to back out, see how it's turning. Looks good. So we're turning hard maple. Okay, we got quite a bit of vibration on the end here. So this one is not going to turn out. Not a big deal. This will go into the fireplace. It makes good kindling. Wood's a natural material. They're not all going to turn out. That one's perfect. So this is called a story stick. It's just got a bunch of predetermined lines on it. This one I put a cutout in so I can register it against the bottom of my test world here. That way they'll all sit in the same location. There we go. So we're just burning in some lines with this piece of wire. Turn the speed down on the lathe and we'll start sanding it out. Turn the speed back up. We're burnishing with some wood chips. Then we're going to add some wax. This is hard maple. Here we go. So this taper here creates a wedge that will hold the arms together. So the arms are locked in here. There we go. So these, it's important that the shaft is nice and straight. That looks good. So when I order these, I do order them oversized so I can true them up. These are just coming off a machine. They're just not perfectly straight. So we're using a roughing gouge to just block everything in. Now I'm starting to get close. We'll switch out to the spindle gouge. I'm going to grab this wrench. I use it as a caliper. As long as it slides over the top, we're on size. Alright, so I'm going to shut the lathe off while I'm backing out my tailstock so we can look to see what the shaft is doing. And it's running good. So we'll go to the next step. Put my test whirl on here. Come up and then transfer the lines. So I'm going to be using this beading tool just to lay the beads in on the bottom. So I'm going to support the wood because this wood is so thin that if I don't support it, it's going to chatter. And then instead of getting a smooth line, it's going to have a whole bunch of lines this direction from it vibrating. So I'm going to support it with my hand and then sneak underneath here. Then we'll come up to the top of the skew, lay out the finial. Now I'm going to taper. So we have a nice smooth transition here. And we'll burn in some lines. So the lines just make the beads kind of pop. It makes them stick out a little bit. Turn the speed down and we'll start sanding. We're just going to start with a medium grit. Then a fine. Now we're going to turn the lathe up to full speed. Take some wood chips. We're going to burnish the surface. So burnishing is like a friction polish. Just makes them really, really smooth. Since we're between centers right now, I have a 4-jaw chuck that it's clamped into, and then a live center. So there's a pin with a bearing that's spinning. So since it's locked in on this side, I'm going to cut off the top. Form the finial. Then the same process. Little wax. Now I'm going to support it while I cut it off at an angle on the bottom. See if I can make it where you can see what I'm doing. That's about right. So I've been focusing on making 8-inch shafts. I think I'm going to transfer over and start making 7. Actually, let's do it right now. Alright, so if I use this line in these two, that'll be a 7-inch. So when I'm laying these out, I give myself about a 1/4 inch. So I'm a 1/4 inch over, so it's a little bit longer than I need. That way, if that doesn't line up exactly, we have kind of a cushion. Yep, so I gave myself a 1/4 inch on each side. Now I got about a 1/2 inch on the front here, which is fine. A lot of people use guitar strings, electric guitar strings, to burn their lines. And this is a picture frame hanging wire that I took 2 strands and then plied them together to give me the thickness I wanted. The reason I'm using the picture frame hanging wire is I have a ton of it. So this stuff does wear out. It gets overheated and brittle and breaks. So I start out with a really long piece, and as it breaks, keep using it. So I probably have, well, it broke there. So this piece is just about done. So we'll burnish, a little bit of wax. Yeah, I think we'll make another wire right now. Well, when I'm done with this one. There's a 7-inch. So I have this length of wire here. I need 2 strands. There's one. Well, that's brilliant. Take the 2 pieces, put them through the hole here, twist together. So we're making a very small garrote. We'll come to the end. We're just going to grab a drill. that in, and then we're just going to twist it. So if you wanted to burn a larger line, you would just use more wire. Or a thinner line, you could use one piece. Twist. There we go. Now the reason I have a magnet on here is I actually stick it to my lathe. That way I always know where it is. Same thing with like my test wheel magnet. The wrenches are on magnets. My mechanical pencil has a magnet. I'm not a big fan of trying to look for things. If everything has a place and it stays in its place, it makes it a little bit easier. So I also, the smallest shaft I make is 4.25 inches. So I'll save the back piece here and use that to make a smaller one. So I'm going to get 2 shafts out of this one piece. So that's a thought for the length of the blanks. All right, let's check out our new wire. Now when I burn really close to the handle. That way, you know, it's going to break way up here, and then we can just keep using this. So if you're new to the stream, my name is Scott. This channel here is kind of about beginner to intermediate, like scroll saw and lathe work. This is my day job. I figured since I'm already doing this, I might as well stream it. So I've been making these full-time since 2013. So we're going to be celebrating 13 years. So for a very long time, for the majority of my time making them, I would buy a 6/4 inch piece of hard maple, take it to the bandsaw, cut it down into square stock, so similar to this, and then I would chuck that up and then turn it. But time is money. This is a more expensive route, but if I don't have to do all the machining to get to be standing here, it kind of makes sense. A while back, Adam Savage from Mythbusters was doing a Q&A, and he was talking about when you first start out, the most expensive thing is materials. Your labor isn't worth anything. It's the materials that cost you money. But over time, your time becomes more and more valuable. So all of a sudden, the materials are the least expensive thing, and your time is the most expensive thing. You know, when I first started, I did take on wholesaling. I do limited wholesaling now. I kept the big stores that helped me when I started out, and I don't take on very much new wholesale accounts. But yeah, they would have to pay half down before I could start because I needed the money to buy materials. I mean, those days are long gone. So yeah, I've been playing with trying to find a good location for this. It's just like made out of like a 2x4, and then like there's like a 1x underneath, and then I screw it into this table. So to adjust it, I have to remove the screws, move it around, and then screw it back down. Eventually, I'm probably going to buy some extruded aluminum and then mount it so I can move things and have kip handles to adjust the height. But for now, this is working just fine. This tabletop is sacrificial. I don't mind if it gets all torn up. I'll just put a new sheet on top. Yeah, I don't have any benches or tables that have like, you know, butcher block tops on them or anything. A lot of MDF. I've never replaced this top, and I've been using it for probably about 20 years. Okay, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. There's the 4 and 7-inch ones that we've made. You guys would help me out and click the screen a couple times. We can see if we can get some more people in here. So this is spindle turning. So right now I'm making drop spindles, but if you're going to make spindles for like a banister, like stairs, or furniture parts, spindles for like chairs, you know, same process. Magic wand, baseball bat, wooden pens, all spindle turning. Sand it out. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday, right? Monday? Feels like Monday. Yes, it is. The new year really messed me up on my days. But it's been a good day. Our New Year's resolutions kicked in, obviously. So today we every other day we work out one day and then we organize, and we're going through all our stuff and trying to downsize and figure out what we really need. So yeah, spent a half hour cleaning this morning and came to work. Tomorrow we'll be working out before work. And I've given myself a list of things that I have to make every day. And yeah, 5 days in, we're doing good. So we're having a heat wave in Wisconsin. It's 34 degrees right now. It's amazing. I'm surprised I'm not in shorts. And there we go. Yeah, so the shorter ones I'll put a smaller tool rest in. Yeah, they're this size. So that's the smallest ones they make. And this is the largest ones I make. So there's about 4 or 5 sizes in between. Hey guys, welcome in. Got any questions, feel free to ask. The lathe does have adjustable speed. So I actually turn it down when I'm sanding and then I turn it back up. That'll work. Thank you. I had some Kool-Aid today. Yeah, so there's a readout over on the left. This is a Laguna Revo 1216. So this is their MIDI size. For me, it's like the Goldilocks size. It's big enough for everything I need, but it's not too big where people will make me make baseball bats and bigger stuff that I don't want to make. Pool cues. Yeah. So when I bought this, I had a very, very, very small shop. Now we're in a much larger space, but yeah. So we got adjustable speed, we got forward and reverse. So I'm on the highest belt. There's 3 different settings for the belt. So the slowest speed is about 650 RPMs, and then it'll come up to about 3,629 is the max speed. So this also has a pulse width modulation on it, which means it knows how fast it should be spinning and it will maintain that speed. So that'll give you torque on the lower speeds. Otherwise, if you're like on the lowest speed, on the lowest belt, you know, if you got a cheap lathe, it's not going to have any torque. I did make a new side. We're trying. Figure I could black out. Who wants to look at, you know, a hose? Is that nice? And it's a dry erase board, so. We'll be limitless here. Oh, and I added a new layer to that, too. So that used to be yellow. Now it's kind of red. So I got a hold of Carbide Create. I ordered a bunch of stuff on the 30th. And I haven't heard back from them, so I wrote them yesterday and they got back to me today. Oh yeah, they're just all on vacation, which is fine and dandy, but when I put my store on vacation, I have a notification to let you know I'm on vacation. Not just, oh, I'm just supposed to assume, I guess. What's that? No, I'm not. I'm not listening to anything. Dude, we could turn Ghost stuff on. You want to watch Ghost stuff? Yeah, if I'm listening to music or watching TV, I tend not to talk as much. Not that it really matters, but... Hey Serge, how's it going? Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. So just add a little paste wax. Ooh. You mean another zero clearance for your compound miter saw? Nice. Awesome. Ooh, I want to show you my new toy. So I bought this. So I could put it on my scroll saw when it's at 0, and then I can precisely get the right angle. It's just going to say error. Yeah. It does not like to be held that way. But yeah, it'll... Now you got to trust me. So you can zero it out, and then it will show you incrementally... So that way you could just get the right angle. And this one has laser pointers on either side. So you can get stuff lined up and then shoot a laser to it. So you can use this as a level 2. And it's magnetic on all 4 sides. What's that? Oh yeah, this is way more accurate than the lines on the scroll saw. So if I want to, set it at like 5 degrees, it'd be real simple. But yeah, and it's USB-C, it's rechargeable. I haven't opened up that compartment yet, but here we go. So I don't have to get batteries for it. I mean, I'm going to use it quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. I've been wanting one for a long time, just never really bothered getting one. It's like $30, not so bad. It comes with a pouch. I got one more thing. I got a new remote with new switches, so I only got it with 3 different switches. The bottom 2 don't work for anything, but I got my extractor on there and my vacuum. And then I also have a motor that I sand with. So I've had an older one for like the last 5 years. So the buttons started wearing out. I use a lot of wax, so things tend to end up with wax in them. Hey, Ann, how's it going? Welcome in. Oh yeah, gadgets are fun. I just want an independent control. I don't want it automatically starting when I start the tool because I use it for different things. So this collector, right now, yeah, we're here, but I'll be the next room over and I'll have it on the drum sander or the planers. Hey, C, welcome in. Looks like we got some Greek and some Cyrillic going on, which is pretty nifty. Oh, not a problem. I'm sure it takes me a little bit to answer questions or comments too, because I'm not always watching the phone. Sometimes I'm watching my monitor. So I got the same delay you do. That's a good idea, Wen. That would probably help keep crap out of it. Actually, that's a super good idea. I think I'm gonna go grab a bag for that. And the one thing I have is Ziploc bags. Yeah. Use cling film. That's not a bad idea either. We'll see how this works. I do have a sealer too. I could just yeah, seal it around there. Because these batteries, it's got the 12-volt batteries in there, those little ones, they last forever. Yeah, definitely, that's a great idea. And I do have a bunch of those batteries in the freezer. We have a door alarm, well, a ringer. Every time the front door gets opened, I have a speaker that plays the beginning of Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. I'm sure the neighbors love that. Come in here 7 o'clock in the morning. Da 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 dun 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 dun. It's time to wake up. Life is better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Yep, this is paste wax. So I put the wax on it as a protectant. The majority of these spindles are going to wind up being used for spinning wool, so there'll be a little bit of lanolin that get on them. So. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, I'll turn the speed down. So this one's not very straight. You can see how much off that is, how far off that is. So So I'll bring down the diameter here and see what it looks like. So yeah, that's running nice and true. So even though it's so far off, we're taking enough material off to fix that. Spoiler alert, you don't care. Yep, pretty much. So I've been making these since, I don't know, late, mid-2012. I didn't really start the business till 2013, though. But yeah, I've made tens and tens of thousands of these. So sometimes you just gotta blame the wood. Yeah, sometimes when you turn like firewood, you find surprises. Bugs like living inside of trees. So sometimes you'll be going along just fine, and then all of a sudden you'll have some breakout and find the remnants of a little critter in there. Not very often. If you buy commercial wood, that's usually not the case. Oh, let's see. Alright, say hi to the waving lady. There we go. So she is currently... Vicky's laying out some patterns onto the wood, so I have something to cut out on the scroll saw. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is okay. You're messing with my my minimums here. I have X amount I need to make per day, and she's just messing me up. Well, I just needed to make 24 shafts to make up for the fact that I can't cut out 12. So let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 now. We're getting there, 15. So yeah, it's me and my partner, Vicky. It's a two-person operation. So all the 7-inch ones. Just by using that story stick, you get them very, very close to being the same size. So you said you're making 24 recalls? Well, let's make it 7-inch because I know we need Destinies. I can switch over to 6. I'm not that way. I have to respray them, babe. I know production work isn't for everybody, but, I worked in factories for, like 18 years. I'm used to doing the same thing over and over again. Except for this way, I'm making things for myself. So if you think, I don't like my job, I don't like my boss, I'm just gonna work for myself. Well, it doesn't take very long before you realize that instead of having one boss, every one of your customers is a boss. So you traded one boss for thousands of bosses. Oh, I told you. And then when you have to pay workman's comp for yourself, oh man. But if you don't claim anything on the workman's comp, you get a rebate. They give you money back. I think in Wisconsin it's what, around $900 a year. And then if you're a good boy and you don't get injured, you get like 600 of it back. Something like that. And the workman's comp was actually one of the stipulations on my lease. Which I thought was a little overreaching. Cha-ching indeed. Nice. Well, that'll work. Yeah, we're gonna have to make some more full-size Turkish delights coming up here. Don't worry, I can't hear her either. Alright, so we're gonna make some 6 now. So if we go there to there, we'll go with the black line, green line. Oh, the wonders of Sharpies. They just smell so good. So I like these. They got the fine point on one end, and the medium point on the other. Pretty fancy. cool. What? You closed all your exercise rings. You haven't done anything today. I got my stand goal. I got like no exercise, but I got my stand goal. And today's not my workout day, tomorrow is. Woo! That is not good. Nope. That one is way bad. So that is going into the fireplace. Man, these are just all crooked. See if I can reset that. We are a quiet bunch today, which is fine. I too am a lurker many, many times. Because usually if I'm lurking, I'm working. Hey, that rhymed. Hey, Deso, how's it going? I guess it's probably Des O'Keefe, right? Hey, Des. Welcome in. As I'm looking around, where's that Georgia O'Keeffe poster I have? Oh, it's over there. It's funny, it looks like a flower. Yeah, right in front of your face. Stare at that sexy, sexy flower. Or you could be as disappointed as Jesse Pinkman. On Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman, his girlfriend, took him to the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. And he was very disappointed. It was just a bunch of flowers. final episodes before the girl died. Oh yeah, spoilers, sorry. It's like when I talk about Gilligan's Island and let people know that they got shipwrecked. Hello, B. Welcome in. So I was looking at my stats. A lot of my recorded videos, the majority of people who watch them are 60 plus years. So I have to start putting like Petticoat Junction references in. Green Acres. Yeah. I gotta work on my Mr. Haney voice. Yeah, so Green Acres had Eva Gabor, and Eva was also the voice on The Rescuers. So I can't think of anything that Zsa Zsa's in other than cop slapping in the 80s. Loved Green Acres? Heck yeah. We just started watching it from the beginning. I always thought the first season was in black and white, but it's not. I don't think Ted Turner colorized it. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Beverly Hillbillies, definitely. You know, when you get Earl Scruggs to show up and play banjo, you know, pretty impressive. Complete work of Charles Dickens. Nice. written 2 follow-up stories to Oliver Twist. Nice. The Further Adventures. Making 6-inch shafts, not 7-inch shafts. Dope. Nice. Where they're able to ask for more. I'm not sure about this one, guys. We'll try. Something we could all do with a little bit more of. Hey Macy, welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So we are turning shafts for Turkish drop spindles today, and we're turning them out of hard maple. Now I am streaming a few times a week. I don't really have a set schedule, but if you like hanging out with me, the best thing to do would be subscribe and ring the bell, and then you'll get notifications. And then if the notifications get annoying, you can just shut them off. I'm about 400 subscribers short of my goal for 2015. That's okay. This is all fun. My goal for this channel is to generate enough income to pay for the internet here, which I don't think is too much to ask. would have been much easier. I tried the T-Mobile route, but this building is basically a Faraday cage. So unfortunately, we had to go with Spectrum. Which actually has been pretty good. I just don't like having to pay 2 Spectrum bills. We're starting to get TDS Metrocom here. So they're running fiber, but who knows if it's ever going to get here. So yeah, it's 34 degrees with a low of 26. Yes, yesterday was like a low of 9. So we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. I think it's supposed to get up to 40 in a couple days. The snowbanks are starting to shrink a little bit, which is good. I think after this one we'll do a count and see how far we are. What's yarm? Here. So the magic number we want to make is 24. So we'll do a count, see how far we're at. Should be close. But I was also told she's making 24 that are going to need the shaft, and I think I got like 6 of them. Oh. Alright, so we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We need to make 2 more. And then we're going to call it. Hey, N, welcome in. So we are at the end of the stream. I got 1 more shaft to make, and then I'm going to go home and figure out what's for dinner. Alrighty, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do live stream probably 3 times a week, if not more. Like I said, I don't have a set schedule, so if you want to catch me, the easiest thing to do would be subscribe and click the bell so you'll get notifications. And if that gets annoying, you can always shut them off. Oh, right. Last one for today. So yeah, for the stream here, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, so we got 24 done, so I'm not going to complain about that. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll catch you next time. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening and some good food.